See, I have created hours info and thank you. Yesterday it was showing error, right? I have fixed it. Let me show you how. See, download the file. You have to download this file that you have to upload, and how to press S on Windows, right? I'm going to do it, and it will save you in your where you want to save. I have already saved it. Then you have to upload it. So then I uploaded that file which was in my folder, in my documents folder. Okay, and I was able to upload it, and see, this has been created. This was all intents in my file, in this file. Okay, there was also this location information in that file, so it has automatically created. Why? Because it has intent and the example here, so it has identified that this is an intent and this is an example. See, below you will see here location. See, right? Location, these are intents. When you upload it, it will automatically recognize that this is a location and this is the example, and to separate with the example and the intent, you have to use this comma sign. Okay, so in this way I have created it. So this section is done. You will have some questions. You have to attend these questions. We will go to next module now. We have to create entities.
And multiple values for our entity, such as Toronto. By now, intents cap. Welcome to the third module of how to build chatbots. In the previous module, we mastered intents. This module is entirely dedicated to entities, the second key component of our dialogue skill. As you know by now, intents capture the user goal. Entities allow us to capture specific values within the user utterance. You might recall this example from the previous module. You'll notice how the chatbot is correctly detecting the intent, but completely ignoring the specifics of the question. In other words, when is your Toronto store open and when is your Vancouver store open are the same as far as our chatbot is concerned. That's because we haven't defined an entity to capture that specific bit of information, namely the location of the store. So what we could do is create a location entity. Notice how we use an @ symbol rather than a pound symbol for entities. We can then define multiple values for our entity.
You can watch this video, right? I have already watched this video, so I am going further. Let us see this. Entities recognize and capture specific pieces of information in the user input. In our flower shop, I am making food insecurity site, right? So according to that, in this chat box, people asked us about store hours and location, which might provide a specific location. We have stores in this example they are creating this store. We shouldn't ignore that bit of so in this example they are creating flower shop chain, and they have stores in Montreal, Toronto, Calgary and Vancouver. So when a user asks where is your Toronto store, we shouldn't ignore that bit of information so that we can take the location into account when formulating a response. We can start creating a location entity for these cities. Entities. Create entity. Choose location as entity. Note that add symbol automatically added by you. Leave VC matching enabled so that we can still detect the city name even if the user misspells it. Finally, click the create entity button. You will be prompted to enter entity value and possible synonyms. Enter Montreal and then add value to this entity value to our entity. Generally speaking, we don't need a synonym of cities, but you might include some if the city has common nicknames or the people refer to your store location by its street or neighborhood in the city. Thereby, small cities and towns can also act as synonyms. After all, if people are asking about your store in a nearby town, they might be happy with the answer for the nearest city. Essentially, a synonym is not necessarily the dictionary definition of a synonym, though these are good candidates for synonym as well when it makes sense. Okay, so dictionary definition. Synonym is not necessarily dictionary definition. Correct. For example, we could have entity called relationship and the entity value relationship mother with a mom as a synonym for that value. Okay, this is an example, correct example. When the user enters a question including the word mom, Watson will detect the relationship, the entity value of that synonym. Repeat the process. Okay, see how they are adding it. We will also work on this. A pattern is an advanced feature that allows you to detect an entity value based on a specific string. Example, if it's a synonym but rather on a specific pattern like a properly formatted phone number, email address or website address. Okay, if you are a programmer, it's worth noticing that you specify your pattern as a regular expression. Okay, to detect that a North America phone number was provided. If you are not a programmer, you can ignore this advanced feature. At any time, you can click an entity value to edit its name or synonym. Entity values are allowed to have spaces in them. Use the try it out panel to test out these entities value. Try entering what are your hours of operation in Montreal. Okay, take a look at system entity. Okay, there are some inbuilt also. Okay, see, these entities are pre-built by IBM to recognize references to things like number and dates in user input. These are some which are embedded. Okay, let us now do it. Okay.